Hey there, welcome in. It's Heather with Heather's Healing, and I'm here to do a mid-year review for Taurus. So Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus, and thank you so much for being here. So let's go ahead and do a check-in for Taurus. I'm recording this, it's in July. I'm not sure what day it is. Mid-July. All right, so Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. So we're looking at where you've been so far this year, where you currently are at, and where the energy is heading for Taurus. And I'm also offering a discounted reading. It's this style of a reading. So if you'd like a personal reading, the code will be below for your own personal mid-year review. All right, so Taurus, let's go ahead and see how your energy is looking, where you currently are at, what's going on. And we'll go ahead and start there. Knight of Cups. You're showing up as the Knight of Cups. I like this. Optimistic, hopeful, staying in your heart. With the Knight of Cups, I always think of happy surprises. So you're expecting the best, you're hoping for the best. There's a dreamy energy here to the Knight of Cups. So, you know, there could be some hope here or hopefulness that may be a little ungrounded. There could be actions that you could be taking that would perhaps get you the results that you would like a little quicker. But I like that you are in a hopeful, dreamy, heart-connected place. This is a really nice energy to be in. Feeling how you feel. It's a nice place, Taurus. And also I will say with the Knight of Cups, you're open. You're open to anything. You're open to possibilities. You're open to magic. You're open to the universe. It's a really lovely place. It's also a very reflective place to be in. So pay attention to what is being reflected back to you. My focus really is on the horse looking down at the water. So, yeah, pay attention to what is being reflected back to you right now. What is the question, problem, energy? What does Spirit want to talk to you about? What does Spirit want to talk to Taurus about? We've got the Ten of Swords. So this is nice. So Spirit would like to talk to you about overcoming adversity, challenges. You're moving into the Ten of Swords would indicate to me that you're moving into a smoother chapter of life. You have weathered the storm and things are going to get easier. Let's get some clarification on that. What else do we need to know about this Ten of Swords? It's a turn for the better. What else do we need to know about this Ten of Swords? And why is it coming up at this time? We got another 10. I like that. Especially if you have been wanting a change, if the energy is feeling stagnant. And maybe that's why you are in this energy of anything is possible. Maybe you have been banging your head against the wall and you're just kind of like, I am so ready for a change. At this point, you know, I'm exhausted. I've tried everything. You know, I'm just ready for a change. So I will say you've got the Wheel of Fortune here, a major arcana card, huge energy. These are changes that are outside of your control, really. But the seeds that you have planted make a difference. That's your free will. And this is going to be a turn for the better. So I do really feel like this is talking about a change for the better, smoother days ahead. The Wheel of Fortune definitely talks about the ending of a chapter and the beginning of the next. Very similar energy to the World energy, but a change of fortune. I do really like this energy. The Wheel of Fortune is ruled by Jupiter, so I will say be very mindful of the energy that you are holding. Be mindful of what, and when I say the energy that you're holding, the thoughts you're thinking, the feelings that you are focusing on, be very mindful of where you're at energetically, because Jupiter's like a big piece of quartz and it amplifies all energies. So if things are good, they're really good. If things are shitty, they're really shitty. So be mindful of the energy that you're holding, but this is nice. We've got 2 10s. So that's definitely changes coming your way. And changes for the better. So let's take a look at the beginning of this year and see what was going on for you at the beginning of the year. Yeah, so let's see what was going on at the beginning of the year. For Taurus. What was going on at the beginning of the year? We've got the Ace of Pentacles here. So it does this. I always see aces as blessings, blessings from the universe. So there were new opportunities presented to you at the beginning of the year. This could look like it's going to be more focused more on resources. So this could have been a new job, new opportunities, new money coming in, a new home, renovating your home, a lot of focus around everyday life, and the way you live. The Ace of Pentacles, I kind of see this as being a lifestyle. So a lot of focus on how you make your money, how you're living your life, what opportunities are open to you. And this does feel like there were blessings for you at the beginning of this year. So there were new resources coming in. And that's a really nice energy. That also tells me that it's interesting that we've got 2 10s here indicating that you are moving into new energy, and energy that's going to smoother waters, an easier going time. The Ace of Pentacles, there can be challenges here for sure, but overall it's a very positive energy. So you had a lot of positive energy at the beginning of this year. So maybe I'm wondering what's going on currently. Where did things get choppy? I feel like it's been a challenging year for most people. And it's because we're in a year of endings and beginnings, and that's always kind of a challenge. So let's see what's going on currently for Taurus. Current energies. And you can check your sun, moon, rising, and Venus to get a more detailed look at your year. Okay, so currently, this is probably where some of the challenges are. It's interesting because the current energies for you, Taurus, and this isn't necessarily representing you, but there is an energy of it's a very rigid energy, almost kind of like I've got to hold on to all of my money and resources. You could be feeling scarcity, although I feel like you're doing your best to stay out of that energy because you do have you're showing up as the Knight of Cups. So you're showing up as being very open and hopeful of new possibilities. But there's definitely currently an energy of hold on to what you have. There could be some scarcity here, really wanting to control your situation, wanting to control your environment, and there's nothing wrong with that. But when I see that in a reading, that could tell me that there could be some fearful things going on. Whenever we're trying to control anything, it's usually because we're scared, things are uncertain. Maybe there's a lot of changes happening and we're just trying to keep some of what we know to help us feel safe. So maybe right now is the choppy waters for you. That's kind of what it's looking like with the Four of Pentacles. It's a very closed off, rigid energy. It can be very controlling. It can also show up as selfishness. And again, nothing wrong with that. There's a time and place to be selfish. So just want to take a look here. I'm also wondering if maybe you are craving deeper connections with people, maybe wanting to be emotionally stimulated. You know, that could also be something going on here too. So I just want to take a look before we move on. So Four of Pentacles, this is kind of interesting. I feel like the universe, it's kind of like all eyes on you. I feel like the universe is really focused on you. That's why I was saying pay attention to what's being reflected back to you. So the Four of Pentacles, this is Sun in Capricorn. So Sun, 10 of Swords is Sun in Gemini. So we've got two Sun energies, plus we've got Jupiter here with the with the Wheel of Fortune. That's a lot of, I mean, you think about the Sun, you think about Jupiter. These are big, powerful energies, all kind of focused on you right now. So that could be putting a lot of heat on you. That could be that could be amplifying a lot of what's going on in your life. So maybe things that aren't as out of control or as dire could be right now, from your perspective, could seem a lot bigger than what they really are, because the Sun is brilliant and bright. Jupiter is an amplifier of energy. So, you know, things could feel maybe out of control when they're really not, but it can feel that way. So there's some big energy focused on you, Taurus. And that could feel really uncomfortable. All right, so looking ahead towards the end of the year, what can Taurus expect? Potential outcome for the end of this year. Potential outcome for the end of this year. We've got the Page of Cups. Okay, so I would definitely say this is a much more playful energy. So I would say the energy does lighten up. Things do get easier, which Spirit was bringing up, that things are going to get easier. So hang in there. This is the Page of Cups. I do feel like this card is representing you because you are being represented by the Knight of Cups. This is a playful energy. You're open to new experiences. It's kind of like just throwing the cards in the air and you see where they land. You know, you are, again, staying in your heart. You're being optimistic. You're expecting the best, but there's no real outcome that you're attached to, which I think is really great. Oftentimes when we're attached to outcomes, that's when we get disappointed or we get disillusioned or we miss out on all the fun along the way. This is a more playful energy coming in towards the end of the year. I also would say this is encouraging you to be more playful. Enjoy your time. Enjoy enjoy whatever you can enjoy. You know, make peace with your situation, find the joy. That's not always easy to do, but it will become easier to do as the year goes on. I will also say with the Knight of Swords and the Page of Cups, this is a happy surprise, something unexpected coming your way. You know, maybe someone, I don't know, shows you a different side of them that really, you know, surprises you in a positive way. This is a happy surprise. So something to look forward to towards the end of the year. I like happy surprises. Something you don't expect. Things turning out in a positive way, in a way that you didn't see that coming. But it's a very happy thing. So let's go ahead and take a look at the advice. What is the advice that Spirit is giving you for this moment in time? The advice here with the new changes coming in. I am hearing the ship is steering in a different direction. You're moving. The universe is pointing you in a different direction. And it benefits you. Yeah, so the advice here is to take it easy, to relax, to slow down. Do your best to not get stressed out. Do your best to not let your fears run wild, but slow down. I mean, that's a nice action to take. Slow down, rest, play, do things that make you happy. Again, we've got another Jupiter energy here. The Four of Swords is Jupiter in Libra. So another Jupiter and Jupiter. Again, I'm just going to say, be very mindful. I feel like you're manifesting things very quickly. So what are you manifesting? Be mindful of when your thoughts are getting out of control, or you're going down a really negative path, or you're thinking of all of the horrible things that could happen, whatever it is. And when that happens, don't judge it. Just notice that it's happening. And what I do is I just say cancel, clear, delete to whatever that thought is. I don't want that. Cancel, clear, delete. I do feel like you're manifesting things very quickly, which is wonderful. But if you can stay in a more relaxed way of being, you're going to manifest some really wonderful things. But either way, slow down, relax, take it easy. That's the advice. So let's go ahead and take a look at the environment around you. So this is going to be your environment and the people around you. What energy is around Taurus at this time? Energy around Taurus at this time. This is nice. 10 of Pentacles. You know, this is very grounded energy. You have people, this could be family around you. You have supportive people around you. Doesn't mean everyone around you is supportive, but overall, you have people around you that love you, that are supportive of you, that are wanting the best for you. But they're also all very focused on legacy, traditions. You know, what kind of legacy are they leaving behind? This could be families reuniting. There's just a focus here on family and, you know, what you physically have, what you can physically share with one another, the way that you can show up for each other. It's a community card, really. And it also speaks of abundance too. But what I'm feeling with you, Taurus, is you have community around you. And maybe that's something that you haven't always had. But you have that now. You have people around you that are supportive. of you. And I feel like you have a shared, goals. You know, you're with like-minded people. So that's really nice. It's a really nice energy, actually. Hopes and fears. Taurus, what are your hopes and fears? All right. We have the Nine of Wands popping up. This has been coming up a lot in personal readings lately. This Nine of Wands energy. You know, I do like this. I don't really know if this is, I mean, I could see this as a hope and a fear. I feel like this is your steadiness. You know, I feel like, and maybe some of the fear is, can I keep up this steady energy? Going back to this card, the energy around you, I'm wondering if some of you are fearful of, you know, losing this community or losing these like-minded people. Maybe you've never felt supported. Maybe you've never, if you've reunited with family, you know, it's something new that you haven't had before, and maybe you're afraid of losing that. So it's kind of like, can I keep up this momentum? Will this momentum keep going? So I feel like that could be a little bit of a fear. Nothing wrong with that. It's definitely a steadiness. And I mean, Taurus, you guys are very steady. You don't give up. You know, you may get very frustrated, but I also think that's part of your superpowers is you have the resilience to keep going. You're not going to give up. So, you know, I feel like this is very neutral here. You're not necessarily, and again, I like this because part of, I think, the trick to manifesting whatever it is that you want going into the rest of this year is being unattached to the outcome. And I feel like that is being represented by this card. You're not necessarily hoping for any one particular thing. You're not necessarily fearful of any one thing. You're just going to hold steady. And I think that's a really good energy too. You have boundaries. You know, you're going to be mindful. You're being mindful of your boundaries. You're letting people in, but you're not going to let them too close. I think that that's smart, especially if they're people that you haven't had close to you before. You know, it's new. You're testing the waters. Wow, you know, Taurus, your reading has been very direct and straightforward. I do really like this. So some changes coming in. I think I would like to look at, well, let's look at the potential outcome for this year. Potential outcome for Taurus. Potential outcome. As we go into the last half of this year, what can Taurus expect? A potential outcome. Wow, look at that. I mean, what a great card. I was wondering what this change might be. This kind of gives me a little bit of an idea. We've got the Four of Wands here. Potential outcome. You know, for some of you, this could be finding that perfect person, finding your person, committing to them. But overall, what I feel from this card is a commitment to connection. I feel like, Taurus, you are making a commitment going forward to allow people in. And, you know, maybe that's just as friends, but you're not going to walk the path by yourself anymore. This is a commitment to your happiness and joy. This is committing to having more fun, more playful interactions, celebrating the little wins along the way, not taking things so seriously, not taking yourself so seriously. It's a really beautiful energy. You know, it's crossing a threshold. It's definitely moving into new energy. So I kind of feel like this card is setting the tone for 2027. And this is a really beautiful energy of love, connection, commitment, happiness, joy, celebration, celebrating the little things in life. But it's also taking action towards bringing that joy in. So that could look like maybe making plans and taking trips, you know, appreciating beauty, which I know, Taurus, you guys are great at appreciating beauty. Cultivating trust and trusting people around you. It's a really different energy. I really like this. I love the Four of Wands is a beautiful card to get. It's celebration, it's happy families, it's homecoming, it's reunions. We were kind of talking about reunions with this card here. So this is a really beautiful energy. And it definitely sets the tone for 2027. And I do feel like, Taurus, you guys are crossing a threshold. So you're moving into a new way of being that you've not, it's not a way, it's going to be different. It's not your normal go-to way of being. You're crossing a threshold. So having people around you is going to be really important going into 2027. And having people that you enjoy spending time with. That's going to be really important as well. Really nice energy. So let's go ahead and pull 3 cards from the bottom as a final message here for, oh my gosh, what great cards for Taurus. And if you would like a personal reading, it will be this style, a video recording personalized to you. The link is below. So final message here. I mean, talk about the sun. So again, you know, there's a lot of sun energy here. We've got the sun, we've got the Ace of Cups, and we've got the Nine of Cups here. Your dreams coming true, your wishes coming true. The key is staying in your heart, allowing yourself, allowing life to rejuvenate you, allowing the beauty of life, the beauty of friendship and connection to rejuvenate you. And this is definitely your dreams coming true, making a wish. What is it that you want for yourself? What do you want in 2027? You know, what truly does make you happy? What fills your cup? What brings you a lot of joy? I mean, holy moly, talk about this. There's, again, going back to Taurus, you guys are manifesting very quickly and you're manifesting some really beautiful energy. I mean, what great cards to have. The Sun, the Ace of Cups, and the Nine of Cups. Very positive. Really nice energy here. All right, so let's just finish it off. Great reading here, Taurus. I love that you have new energy coming in. I love that you have a shift in perspective. I love that you're, you know, reuniting. You're allowing people in. Whatever is currently going on, just know that that's going to shift. That's definitely changing. Really nice energy here. So final message for Taurus. And I just want to say thank you so much for being here, for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please like it. I really appreciate it. So card number 21, it says, beyond the mind, the heart beats. Definitely staying out of your head, staying in your heart, and just living and enjoying life. And all things are possible. I mean, look at this. We've got so many things here, just so many little, the eggs here, new life, new visions, new possibilities. You're definitely crossing a threshold towards the end of this year, Taurus. So beautiful things coming in for you. All right, take great care, and I'll talk to you soon.